Hello and welcome to a new episode of Victoria 3 A to Z. Today I will finally play a great nation. We are playing the Great Qing. Now, China has a couple problems at the start, one of which being the Opium Wars. Britain will attack us, but I am pretty sure I have a way to get around it. Anyway, let's first go for research. I would like some stock exchange and also some colonization, because once I get colonization I can finally get recognition. Right now we are still unrecognized. However, they made a small change in the last patch, which allows you to form power blocks even if you are unrecognized. So I'm gonna take advantage of that. I think I'll go for a sovereign empire. Yes, why not? And the vassalization principle. Yeah, I think that fits the Great Qing pretty well. Let's also customize a bit. How about something like this for the emblem? And for the statue? Oh yeah, I want the dragon for sure. And he will hold a globe on his back. Okay, that looks pretty interesting. And lastly, the name. The Mandate of Heaven. Yeah, that's good. Although it will make everybody hate me. But that's fine. I will try to improve with a couple people. Or maybe I could also get a couple Indonesian subjects and Malayan subjects. Yeah, I will try to get them in my power block. And I'll make Japan my rival. Okay, now the authority will go in taxes. All of it. Oh yeah, that's a lot of money. We can afford a lot of construction sectors. But I would also like to build them in some places I have iron and coal. So that would be Yunnan probably. Then I will need a couple more government administrations. I don't have enough bureaucracy. And then I will eventually need iron mines. Now subject management. I got quite a couple of them. And I guess I can reduce their payments. You know, just to get their autonomy down. And now we got the opium crisis. This option right here will trigger the opium wars. So I'm not gonna click it just yet. There are a couple ways you can go about fighting Britain. For example, you can change your capital from Beijing somewhere inland. So they can't just naval invade you. And instead they'll have a long way to go. Alternatively, you can try to get some allies. But I created a power block which made everybody angry. So I don't really have this option. There is a strategy I'm pretty sure to attack Portugal and then Britain will protect them. But no, all of those are too complicated. I will show you how you can bypass the opium wars. And it's really simple. Just attack Britain before the opium wars. And they will of course add some random war goal on you. But you see that? Very important. It's a secondary demand. It's not primary. So that means I have the option to back down and nothing will happen. But before that, let's trigger the opium crisis and then ban the opium trade. Britain will now become very angry and if I unpause they'll probably add some war goals. So I will not be doing that. I will just back down. And that's it. No war goal was imposed on me. And most importantly, I got a truce with Britain for 5 years. Exactly how much time I need to ban the opium trade. Yeah, so now I can go focus on something else. And yeah, I got a lot of expansion opportunities over here. But first of all, I want to get more native interest. So for that, I'll have to attack some people overseas. Starting off with those guys in Yemen. They literally don't have any units. And France is guaranteeing our independence for some reason. Yeah, seems like they really want to be friends. I can do that, but I need a couple more rivals, I think. Think I'll go for Dynam. Oh, and how about I try to get a foothold in South Africa at the same time? Usually those guys get way more powerful later on. So I better take my opportunity right now. Okay, this is very easy. Both Gaza and Yemen were invaded. Now let me also try to get a quick interest in Ethiopia as well. Now I guess I kind of forgot about the internal politics. So I will try to get the rural folk in government and maybe get some tenant farmers. I guess it's worth trying. Now I guess we can try to slowly switch to iron frame buildings. Although we're gonna have a couple shortages at the start. I think it's fine. Stock exchange unlocked. It means I can get investment rights in a couple countries. And also Burma is getting invaded by the East India Company. Oh yeah, that's bad for them. And tenant farmers just failed. It was to be expected. And this invasion in Somalia took way longer than I was expecting. Yeah, I realized I'm not quite the naval power. But with those guys, however, I have a border. And if I annex them, I will get an interest in Persia. So that's worth it. Now I am thinking about attacking Dynam. I will try to take Cambodia from them. But I will force a diplo play. Cause I would also like to make them my tributary. Although yeah, this is quite a bit of infamy by this point. It's over, the war against Dynam is over. Now I will have to eventually get their autonomy down. Now I might want to chill a bit for that infamy to go down. Wait, what? Now Lanfang is trying to conquer Sintang? I never seen something like this. But I'm gonna help them. Now I can select a second power block mandate. Or I can also upgrade this one. But no, I want something new. Oh man, don't tell me they nerfed this one. This one used to get minus 50% infamy generation. Now it's only minus 5%. This is not worth it anymore. I'll be getting construction, I think. This one seems pretty powerful. And now Aceh is willing to become my subject if I help them in this war. Sure. Although I will have to fight Siam, I guess. And I got colonization unlocked. That means I will eventually earn my recognition. It's just a matter of time, really. Tiak wants to join my power block. Okay, sure. Everybody's welcome. Oh, and I can invite a couple more people, actually. Now I should probably try to get some kind of voting rights. Let's see how that goes. Grand Alliance. A new power block has formed. That will make things a bit more interesting. Now Britain and Russia are going to war over Persia. And guess what? Both of them want my my help. I'm pretty sure Britain has a better chance of winning, so I'm tempted to go with them. I can ask to transfer some subjects, basically everybody except for Persia and the Baltic. To be honest, those guys are pretty cool, so yeah, I might be taking them. I really hope the British can carry this. Now the Russians all of a sudden gave up on this front for some reason. Now I actually have enough bureaucracy to start incorporating some more states around here. Not all of them start off as incorporated, but that will soon be fixed. Kazakhstan all of a sudden spawned in here, and the war is over with Russia for some reason. I have no idea what happened right there. All I know is that I did not get my subject because of this country, so that was extremely stupid. Another war in Afghanistan. So Persia basically wants to take 2 states from Kandahar, and they are willing to give me the rest of it as a tributary, and Kandahar just backs down. So now they are my tributary. Amazing. New mandate available. Now I have no idea which one of these is good, to be honest, so I guess I'll just be upgrading the construction. It will help with the infrastructure now. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention I'm also going to war in the Himalayas against Nepal and Sikkim. Kandahar now wants to conquer a couple states from Kabul. That's pretty nice. Yeah, I think I will help them, and I'll make a tributary of whatever is left. Okay, but then Persia all of a sudden joins against us, so I will have to fight them as well. Very nice. Kabul capitulated, and now we're finally at peace. Oh man, Kandahar is just going for it. They're attacking everybody. I can't complain though. Okay, now I'm gonna have a succession in Nepal, so I might as well avoid it by giving Nepal to Tibet. That will decrease their liberty desire, and now I can also annex them, but they don't really want to be annexed right now. I don't really get it, to be honest, but yeah, it's not really the time to go to war with them, because Persia is going to war with Kandahar, and now they need my help. I guess I'll just transfer the little subject right here, and we finally got landed voting unlocked. That changed our flag. Now what I want to do is to bring the rural folk in government, and then I want to go from traditionalism to agrarianism, which is 100 times better. They should really skyrocket our economy, but we first have to pass it. That's the tough part. And Persia has also finally capitulated. Now Kandahar got really big, and I got a couple more Indonesians in this power block, and I'm also getting Bali. And by the way, I've also been able to get Shewa as my subject through some Nyoyos ways, so yeah, I really hope they unify Ethiopia, just like Kandahar is unifying Afghanistan. Now Kandahar actually became Afghanistan, officially. Yeah, that's nice. Yes, it's time for another war with Persia, this time because I'm protecting Kalat and they became my tributary. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Finally we enacted agrarianism. Huge improvement to our economy. But now all of a sudden we also have a huge bureaucracy deficit, so we gotta fix that somehow. Now I will also try to pass Tenet farmers. Hopefully it works. Another power block mandate available. I was thinking about going for market unification actually. This one seems pretty good. And the East India Company is just taking what's left of Burma. And the landowners now want to plot a coup. Hopefully Tenet farmers will pass. Oh yeah, it did. It actually did. However, this will still be progressing. Line infantry unlocked. Okay, now this is a pretty big one. I will eventually have to switch to that. However, I just know it will cost so much money. I guess I'll start doing it anyway. Now both the East India Company and France are fighting over Sindh, which is quite interesting. Oh, and also France has been split in two. I have no idea why this happened, but I'm not complaining. Now I can also get a defensive pact with Britain for an obligation. You know what? This might actually be pretty good. Yeah, the British-Chinese alliance. That is quite something. Maybe I should also try to get protectionism instead of mercantilism. Oh, and also Bhutan is gone. Russia now wants a Beijing treaty port. Oh hell no. I am not doing that. Especially because now I have my own line infantry, so I can actually fight back at least a little bit. They might have skirmish though. Only a couple here and there. Anyway, the question is, what do I want from them? I could take Persia, but that might be a little bit too much. The states in Siberia do have a lot of resources. Especially this one has gold. And this one has gold as well. And this one too. That is quite something, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I don't have an interest over here, so I will also have to take a bit of Central Asia, I think. Oh yeah, and I also have Britain on my side. I can just call them in. Yeah, I forgot about that actually. Okay, now let me take states in Siberia. And I just can't help it, I also want Alaska. And I will also try to liberate Kazakhstan. Yeah, that seems pretty good. This will be a really big war. Garibaldi wants to come in and help. Okay, sure. And we got protectionism enacted. Although now this coup might trigger. So I guess I'll have to kick the squares out of government. I don't really have any other choice. And then I'll get them back in government. Oh, and now the squares want to get state religion no matter what. I kinda have to do it now. I can't possibly afford the risk of a civil war. And yes, state religion was enacted. Couldn't really do too much about it. And Britain now left me alone in this war. Alright, now I'm not too sure I can enforce on the Russians anymore. Okay, I did it. I managed to defeat Russia. They did not see this one coming. Oh, and I also unlocked railways, by the way. And I'll have to build a lot of them actually. An offer for Alaska, wait what? The Qing American Treaty for Commerce and Navigation. I can become a recognized country just like this. Why, because I beat Russia? Did the journal entry complete so fast I didn't even see it? Yeah, that's probably what happened. But anyway, that's great, yeah, I'll become recognized. Okay, yeah, and then I get an offer for Alaska. And yeah, that's a lot of money, I am tempted. I can see why the Russians did it. But no, I think I'll keep Alaska. And we are number 2 in the world below Britain now. Why is Britain above me? Ah, I see, it's because of the navy. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't really have a navy. Maybe I should get on that. Oh, and I should also build the gold mines I just conquered from Russia. Oh, and now also I don't really have any more rivals, so I should try to get some. Let's go for the Netherlands, don't really like me. The Ottomans, why not? And I can do Russia as well. Oh, and the East India Company got the Hindustan rebellion now. That's some pretty bad news for them, there is a big chance they become the Raj now. Oh yeah, now I can get a new mandate. Come on, let's see. Militarized industry is pretty good to be honest, but not because of the first reform, but of the second one. The second one adds minus 15% military good cost, and that's pretty powerful. Especially because I'm pairing it up with minus 10% from peasant levies, and the armed forces bonus could also give me another minus 15%. So what, that's like minus 40% military goods cost? That's pretty crazy. Russia declared rivalry on me, so then they will also become my rival. How about that? Now one of the reasons I chose to make my power block an empire one is because there is a little cool mechanic, which allows you, if you have enough cohesion, to subjugate one of your members for free, no infamy. So I'm not gonna lie, this is really cool. I'm spending cohesion to do this, but it's fine, it goes back up anyway. Oh yeah, now we have the Raj in charge of India, and now the Americans expel my diplomats. Yeah, I think they might want Alaska, but I am not gonna give it to them. Now I might be interested in getting some colonies. That could be pretty good, although it will create an institution which will cost a lot of bureaucracy, but I think it's still worth it. And the idea of colonies just wasn't popular enough in our country. Now you know what, it is time for me to get a new subject, and I was thinking about Siam. They don't really have a lot of allies except for the East Indies, which might cause some problems, but oh well. I guess I'll form this new government, and I could try to go for interventionism or even laissez-faire. For some reason the landowners just don't care about this. Oh, and now the church actually supports colonial exploitation, and so do the industrialists, so I think I'll do that. Meanwhile, France and Austria are going to war, and both of them want my help. Austria is not willing to give me anything interesting. However, France is willing to give me a bankroll, and that will be much appreciated. I don't really care who wins this war as long as I'm getting my bankroll. And Siam capitulated. Now allow me to also puppet the Sikh Empire. They are really weak at this point. This time we actually got it. We actually got colonial exploitation. So yeah, I think I will try to enlarge my colony over here. And that only takes 70 days. And that is without Q9, by the way. I'm getting the full 90% penalty. I just have way too many people, that's why. The Sikh protectorate, it had to happen. However, of course, they are really destroyed right now. Now I could actually get a schooling system as the Qing. That's a big problem with China, because the church, the Confucian scholars don't support any kind of schooling, and neither do the literati. So you basically have to rely on the industrialists, which support every kind of schooling equally. However, we can only get religious schools. That's of course because we were forced to pass state religion. But yeah, I guess it's fine. However, we'll have to get a bunch more bureaucracy now. That will be a big problem. Now there are some more places I would like to conquer because they have a lot of gold. One of them being South Africa, specifically Transvaal. This should be pretty easy. Ho 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 ho, and now we got skirmish infantry unlocked. This will again cost a lot of money, but it's gonna be 100% worth it. Let's upgrade everyone. A new emperor. He's alright, I guess. Now let me also get orange. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say it, I might as well say it now. Leave a like and subscribe the channel. Don't forget I'm doing a mega campaign at 10k. I will keep my word. And actually looks like nobody wants any schools whatsoever. Pretty unlucky. Now Brunei, if I'm not mistaken, also has a bit of gold, and I'm not mistaken. So yeah, sorry buddy, but you have to go. Okay, so Afghanistan attacked Bukhara, but then they called in Russia, and now I have to also fight Russia. Yeah, that's pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I guess I could try to conquer a couple states, right? Oh, and we got Central Archives. That should help with the taxation a little bit. This time we got the point where we can beat the Russians on our own without any British help. Of course, all because of the skirmish infantry. Bukhara capitulated. Oh yeah, that's a big Afghanistan now. And I've also occupied all my war goals in Russia, which is only like 2 states. Okay, now I also have to go to war with Egypt, because you know, Ethiopia is just a mess. And Shewa went to war with Bajemder, but now they're getting beaten up, so then I have to invade Ausa, but then Egypt joins against me. So I have to fight everyone now. Very nice. Let's see who I can release from this guy. I would like to get Sudan. Oh, and also Syria, why not? Eritrea as well. Some war reps, and really that's about it. Corporate charters. Now that means I can establish my first company. For now I'll just take premium metals, but that might change. Korea wants to dispatch an embassy to me. Really now they want to get recognition. Okay, good for them. Alright, we got peace with Egypt. I have kind of ruined their country. And we finally managed to also enact religious schools. That does cost a ton of bureaucracy, but it's worth it. I could also now go for elected bureaucrats, and the only people who oppose it are the scholars, but they will not revolt. I hope at least. Now I think I will also go and beat up Spain, because they attack Buton, and Buton is my friend, and also my new subject. And my god, what did Austria do? I just don't want to look at this. Let's go to Spain. Okay, and Germany united. Almost. Elected bureaucracy enacted. Now my institutions cost way less bureaucracy, so that means I can delete some more government administrations. Another company, let's get it. This time I'll be getting a more interesting one. The United Construction Conglomerate. This is a company you unlock once you get construction 3 in your power block. And to be honest, yeah, it seems pretty damn powerful. Oh, and also Siam is getting invaded by Britain, because they attacked Perak, which is a protectorate of Britain. So yeah, to be honest, they really deserve this. Yeah, and now Champasak and Chiang Mai became independent. I will try to get them in the power block diplomatically. Would I try to get a little Guatemala subject? Yes, I can. Oh, and I overtook Britain in prestige. Now I could be annexing Dainam. There is a 36% chance. Okay, there we go. The name is now ours. Now those guys I might actually want to integrate. The Pamir delimitation. What in the world is this about? Is this some great game mechanic I don't understand? And why am I involved in this? Okay, so this one basically is saying let Afghanistan get whatever they want. And the second one is saying let Afghanistan get whatever they want, but I get the parts up north. And the other two are about status quo. I think I'll do this one. Crossed lines. No, our decision is fine. We will not compromise with the Russians. Oh god, America wants to buy Alaska again as well. Everybody wants to redraw my borders. No. Yeah, it doesn't really seem I can really solve this problem. I just can't get the Russians to agree with anything. So I guess I'll have to compromise. And now that's what we're getting. And yeah, not a big fan of this. But at least Kabul over here got annexed by Afghanistan. So that's pretty cool, I would say. And now because of yo-yo swaying, I will even get a Moroccan subject. Now Britain is also going to war with Russia. I want to get involved, of course. From what I can see, I have two options. And those are getting a bankroll or trying to transfer Persia from the Russians. Although that is quite a lot of infamy. So I think for now I'll take the bankroll. Britain won the war and now Persia is split into three. Oh yeah, that's bad for them. Now this guy, the leader of the industrialists, is a positivist. So that means he wants freedom of conscience. He doesn't actually have any opposition. So hopefully it works. And we also got a new mandate. Let's see, I think this time we're actually gonna unify the market. We're gonna turn this block into a customs union. Which is pretty pointless right now because it's just me and my puppets anyway. But I might as well do it. We got Q9 now, so that means we can also start colonizing those places over here. Although yeah, they got severe malaria. So it will take a pretty long time. France is going in a war against the Ottomans. Let's see what I can get from them. French, South Australia. Okay, sure. Now let me quickly try to annex Lanfang. There is a 75% chance. Okay, there we go. Freedom of conscience enacted again. Now I thought I might as well try to go to laissez-faire. I think it's a bit better than agrarianism. And unfortunately laissez-faire has failed. I spent way too much time on this. Now we'll try to reform the taxation system. There we go, this one we actually got. And once again the scholar officials are plotting a coup. But thankfully the coup attempt fizzles out. Zanzibar also broke free from Oman. And now they're having a civil war. So this is the perfect opportunity to get another protectorate for free. Now we'll try to annex Tibet. There is a 75% chance. And they accepted. Spain has a dispute in the Philippines. And I'm gonna help the revolt. In exchange for their subjugation, of course. I think it might be about time to start another war with Russia. This time I want to transfer their subject over here. Which I liberated before, but now I have to transfer it. The Governorate General of the Steppes. Alright. Japan sides with Russia for some reason. Okay, they had a defensive pact. I did not check that. Yeah, that might create a couple of problems. How about I also call in the Sikh Empire? They got a lot of units, right? And what I also want to do in this war is to kick Russia completely out of Siberia. I really hope it will work, because that was a lot of infamy. Well, I am slowly pushing against them, although the Japanese are slowing it down, but I guess I can just wait them out, and then the Russians will really have nothing to do. There we go, Japan capitulated. Now it's time to really start pushing. The war is now finally over, and I can force my demands. Oh god, what happened here? I forgot to take one state. Ah, that's fine. That's fine. I'll go to war with Russia again at some point. Now Dutch East Indies Company is having a small revolt, so let me see if I can make them become my subject. First I support the East Indies, those guys get scared, and then I switch to the revolt. Okay, that's great. Now the only question is if this revolt will stay together once they become independent. That is something we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, they have cultural exclusion, so maybe they'll stay together. Surely they're accepting all the cultures over here. The revolt is over, and those guys don't really seem to be collapsing. Also, the British are going to war with America, and I will join them for that sweet, sweet bankroll. Time to finally fix that mess I created in Russia. And I'm also taking those states from Persia, just to make the borders look nicer. And for some reason, Russia is just way weaker in this war. Like, it's not even close. The border war was fixed, but now I kind of also want to annex Bukhara and Khiva. So let me just quickly do that. And all of a sudden, Kazakhstan sides with Bukhara. You can't even have loyal subjects anymore. Okay, now we got a French commune over here. And I accidentally just went over the infamy limit. Yeah, I guess it happens to the best of us. The only problem is that I'm getting a lot of liberty desire for my infamy. So that's why I don't like this. And guess what? After literally a million years, I finally managed to get laissez-faire. Now I can get another company. Yeah, I think I'll get this special Chinese one with 10% more technology spread. And I might be disbanding this one. This one is pretty cool, but I think I'll get a generic steel company because of the 5% construction efficiency. Oh, come on now, another company. Let's see. To be honest, I might as well go for the paper one. I would really like the bureaucracy. Steel frame buildings unlocked. Now the question is, should I switch everybody to steel frame buildings? Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, minus 1 million, yeah. And a huge shortage of glass. Alright then, we gotta fix that. I've also managed to commercialize the agriculture. And now everybody wants public schools, and I'll give it to them. There is no opposition. Except the scholar officials are planning a coup, so I will have to take drastic measures. Public schools enacted. Now I could try to go for free trade. Now I will try to also annex Korea. And it worked. I think I will try to incorporate their states. There we have it, free trade. Australia, wait, what? Australia became independent. And they are in a civil war. And they are willing to become my subject. Okay, that's amazing. I did not see this one coming. Oh yeah, and the British also lost Canada. And South Africa is American. Yeah, the British Empire is starting to collapse. Except for India, the Raj is holding strong, unfortunately. And also I lost Alaska at some point, I'm not too sure when. I have no idea how that happened. And it's unfortunate because I had a lot of gold mines over here. Now it is about time to also annex Afghanistan. Afghanistan. Much better. Now the Japanese are in a civil war, and they are supported by the Qing East Indies. My question is, can I make them my protectorate? And the answer is yes, the revolution is willing to become my subject. Alright then, we're getting Japan in our sphere of influence. There we have it. I have also an XIM, by the way. Our power just keeps growing and growing. And we actually managed to reach 1 billion GDP. And I could probably go even higher if I keep playing. But the game is just running way too slow at this point. So let's first take a look at the rest of the world. The German Empire is pretty big and strong, and they're beating up Russia right now. Austria-Hungary lost some land, I guess. The French Republic had a really tough time. They are not communist anymore, but now they became a major power. And yeah, Osetania is also here. The Ottoman Empire has only been reduced to Anatolia and the Balkans, basically. And the Baltics are American. Speaking of, that's how America looks like. Yeah, the USA managed to expand quite a lot, and South America is just a mess at this point. What are those borders, man? Why is there a Gran Colombia and then also a normal Colombia over here? And the normal Colombia is also greater than the Gran Colombia in every metric. I really don't want to know what's going on here. Africa looks like this in case you're wondering. It is still getting colonized by the French, the British, and the Qing, of course. I have control over this region, Ethiopia, and also Morocco. And finally, then we get to Asia. And almost all of it is under my control. I am number one in every single important metric. Biggest army, biggest navy, I even beat up the British Royal Navy. Biggest population, of course. Most prestige by far. It's almost 3 times more than Britain, the second place. And of course I have the largest economy by far. I kind of am the world economy at this point. And of course I have the best power block. That's how the world looks like in terms of power blocks. But probably my biggest achievement is that I managed to conquer so much land and subjugate so many people. I have control over all of Indochina, all of Central Asia, all of Indonesia basically, including the Philippines, Australia of course, Japan, and even most of Siberia. And I even got a bit of a foothold in North America. So yeah, I'm basically everywhere, greatest country in the world, undefeatable. Those are all the cultures living in my country. The religious map mode as well, of course. I even managed to convert the north of Borneo, and even parts of Siberia. Those are the laws I managed to pass. Could have been a lot better. And those are my institutions, not a lot of them. Yeah, a lot of institution and a big population don't really go together very well. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more Victoria 3A to Z, and I'll see you in the next one.